7 weeks left, pressure's on. This week I'm going to be messing around at the other end of the boat where we come into the boat. We've got a little cupboard space there. Well, it's actually quite a big space. We're going to call it the broom cupboard from now on. It's the full height of the back of the boat, so we can get all of our tool stuff in there, and also the expansion tank for the diesel heater. At the same time, I'm going to be making the steps as well that go outside, because at the moment we've just got 2 actual steps, so that's 3 in total, and that has to cover the space of a metre. That's really high. It really takes it out of your knees. The new steps will be about 9 inches each, so that'll be a lot more comfortable. So that's what I should be doing all of this week. And towards the end of last week, I had to knock up this door for the bathroom, well, bathroom to bedroom in fact. I haven't got a lot of time, so I needed to keep it simple. So what I did, I got this timber here, which I got from another guy in a boatyard, in fact, a load of 2x2 that he was chucking out. So I cut it down and I routed a trough in it all the way round for the 82mm ply. That's the infill panels. Got that all done in a day, in fact, so I was quite pleased about that. Yeah, it's glued in places, not everywhere, but it is pegged with dowel all the way through, so it's pretty strong. I'm well pleased with the way that came out. Nice and strong, nice and simple, and that's it really. And up here we've got a fan, a disco fan really. When you turn it on, it's got red LEDs in there. It's pretty cool really, especially when it's dark in here. And that's the extraction fan for the bath and everything else that goes on in here. And at the moment that was working, but we decided to move the switch, so it's going to go down on the cupboard. We've got a nice black one that we're going to put on there. So currently I'm having to reroute the wiring for that. It was on the other side of this wall to start with, and now it's in the cupboard, which is better because it's out of the way then. So I've just got to reroute that, cut a hole, and then that switch can go on, and then we can have our disco fan going again. Yay!
Well, it's the end of the day and Henry's got our new switch installed flush with the cupboard, and up here is our revolving extractor fan light. Disco Inferno. And onto the steps. What's happening down here?
I'm just sizing up the bits of wood I've got that I want to use for the steps. This is the remains of the table that's over there.
Oh, we've got 2 of those, haven't we? It's the middle flaps, yeah.
So now we've got 3 steps there and the top one, and we won't have this huge climb anymore.
What's that bit underneath? That curved piece? Oh, that's the end of the table, the other end.
Yeah. That's probably going to be the bottom step, and then these 2 will be the next ones up. And as it happens, it looks like I can probably put a curve on all of these.
Oh, that'd be nice.
Yeah, I think that should be quite nice.
We've got to sort out the broom cupboard. So on this side we've got all the gubbins, which will be boxed in, and then hopefully we can get a shelf there, maybe 2 shelves there so we can put things down. And then in here we're going to we've got to make really good use of the space, because we're going to need panniers, shopping trolley, brooms, boot rack, all that sort of stuff. You don't want to be making the rest of the boat look untidy, so that's, oh yeah, and then we've got to do the top of the hatch. Get a bit of wood up there as well, so this is quite a big area to sort out, so better crack on, matey. Is this for the steps?
Yeah, making 2 frames, 1 for each side.
So this is like the bottom step, the middle step,
yeah, this
the
is
top step.
That's the highest step. It's not the top, because the top's the doorway.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so we drop down to there, and there, and then the front is probably going to have at the front of it slopey in bit, like a sort of ugly kick thing.
Okay. So you need 2 of these.
Yeah, yeah, I've got most, well, all the wood's cut. Yeah, sort of making it up as I go along, really.
Yeah. Good day's work. They look solid.
Yeah, they're pretty solid, yeah.
While Henry gets on with the big jobs, I'm trying to do some of the smaller ones so that he doesn't have to take time out to do them. I don't really know what I'm doing half the time, but I'm trying to do these today, which is to fix these door catches in. So I had to take that hole out, which is scary because there's about 2 mil on either side, and I didn't dare go wrong, and I'm not always the most accurate of people, but I've managed to get that out, and now I have to chisel out a little piece around here so that that sits flush. I'm sure half of you have done this before, but I've never done anything like it, so I'm taking my time, trying not to let the chisel slip, and try and make a good job of it so I don't get a rolled eye from Henry later on. Okay, we got the steps into position, and now we're concentrating on the cupboards at the back here. Now up here is the hat space, because we both wear hats, and then we've got a nice cupboard here which will probably have a shelf in the middle. Various other spaces that we can get in around here, but we're sort of figuring it out as we go. And then around here will be the cupboard that has all the coats, the vacuum cleaner, the boots. It's quite a nice tall one, this. So we haven't sort of really drawn this out, we're just fitting it all out as we go, and gaining as much space as we can, and using up all the last bits of bamboo worktop and some 18mm ply that we found under the boat. Oh, and we've got to do the top of the hatch as well, but we've got to get some more wood for that, aren't we, I think?
I don't know, I might have enough left. There's loads of bits and pieces. Oh, that's good and solid.
Yeah, it looks it. So our boat is over there on that side of the river, and on this side and over the footbridge is a community of houseboats. They're all static and they each have their own freehold mooring. There's around 27 of them, I think, maybe a few more. And on the right hand side here is the tidal river, and on the other side are some houses. This path and the small wall on the left are part of a new flood defence system which has been put there to protect the houses on the left. It won't do much for the houseboats on the right, unfortunately. They're all really individual. This is signwriter Sue, who did our boat. This boat is actually a floating pontoon sort of house, really. Designed by somebody who lives down here. He's done a couple of boats. Some of them are better kept than others, but whatever, they're all beautifully creative, using upcycled materials. And some of the boats are just glorious inside. So we're going to go and have some dinner with friends tonight in their garden. So when you get to this point, most of the boats have got a little garden on the other side of the towpath. Oh, here is a ship called the Fish. It's enormous. And there was fun and games when they brought that in. They had to open the bridge for it. It's a really special place to live and in high demand. These boats all float. The tide comes in and out twice a day. It's all very well kept here. And down here is our friend's beautifully kept garden. Oh, a greenhouse, that's new. Hello, mister. That's the end of my week down here, and I'm off home to do some studio work. Henry's finishing off the cupboards, which, as with everything, is taking longer than we thought, but within a couple of days of finishing it all now. So they've had their first coat of paint, and we're just putting the base in. We've got a nice drawer here, and it was one of the wire basket drawers that was left over, and yeah, oh yes, very nice. That might end up being an extension of the kitchen because it's right next to it. You never know. Not quite sure what we're going to put here yet. I'm sure it'll get filled up in no time at all. So today is Thursday, so all of this area we're hoping to have done by the end of the weekend, because then we need to just crack on with a few things for the BSS, which is now booked in, and that's going to happen in a couple of weeks. And we've got a friend coming over from the houseboat to help us with a few little things from our snag list next week, which is great because the pressure's on and we're starting to feel it. It's fine, we're going to get everything done, but just to have a hand on some of the fiddly things from the snag list would be brilliant. So that's it for this video. See you on the next one, and